Let's take a look at what there's. I don't know if I'm going to go through the lesson with you this week. I have something else I'm going to talk to you, show you this week. But let's go ahead and look at what's due this week in cybersecurity. Going to our grade screen. We've got the IDS essentials. We went over the basics last week. We have the essentials this week. And then our last lesson is over security appliances, which I don't think they're talking about washers and dryers, but appliances could be any kind of hardware. IDS essentials. We'll take a look real quick what the lesson looks like. Host-based intrusion detector system. So this has 6 pages. Network-based intrusion detection system. Like I say, I think I'm going to let you go through this. You're really good at this. You got all this understanding. Appliance, software only, inline and passive, signature-based, behavior-based. IDS detection and audit rewards. Oh, there's information typically logged by an NIDS sensor, timestamp, the event or alert type, the network transportation application layer protocols, the number of bytes that was transmitted, the source and destination TCP or UDP ports, the connection or session ID, the source and destination IP addresses. That's good. This is in an audit. Rating, prior to severity, impact, confidence, state-related information, application requests or responses. Interesting stuff there. Oh, and then your knowledge check on page 6. But anyway, I wanted to look at that just to see what it was. But I want to talk about something else. We're talking about cybersecurity and all this other crazy stuff that goes on around here. So I'm going to, I had last week, I get hacker attempts all the time. You get emails all the time that have people trying to get information, trying to steal stuff from you all the time. If you have a Google account, if you ever look at your spam, you'll see there's all kinds of stuff in your personal spam a lot of times. All this, your account's going to be closed down. And I was looking at my spam this morning. Let me pull that up. I'll show you what all's in my personal email at home. I'll put this up on the screen, talking about all this craziness that goes on. So I was looking at my personal email. I got a few new emails this morning, and I had one in another email account, but I don't have access to it here at school. That I got another one of those. Here's your receipt for your Bitcoin. If you didn't buy this, please call this 888 number, because it was like receipts always say if you didn't buy this. So that was totally bogus. But when I went to spam, I said, let me see my spam. Look what's in the spam folder here. Let's close it. There we go. Look, you received a direct deposit of this. You received direct deposit, all these fake deposits. Oh, look, your Netflix, your account Netflix, not Netflix account, your account Netflix will be removed today. It's expired because your payment method expired. So they want you to log into this and renew your subscription. They want you to give you credit card information to them. And I look at this, I say, well, that's obviously real, right? Because it came from PSTDKYBKDNIKVO.5422, all this at D8KM8R. Obviously that's from Netflix.com. No, it's like some crazy email address that came from. There's no way, I don't know how to get anyone to pay attention to these things. Let's see what happens when you click update my payment details. It goes to abortees.com. It's not even a site that's there anymore. They've already got shut down. But there's all of these things all the time. Oh, your SiriusXM account can be removed, and you'll get emails of stuff that you don't even have an account at. Oh, look, it was removed on Saturday, May 11th, but if I go down here, it was also removed on May 9th. Oh, and it's going to be removed on May 8th, and this is just going to be removed. So they're sending the same scam email day after day. And this one also comes from some crazy email that doesn't make any sense. Not from SiriusXM. Let's see, is this account still online? Storage.googleapis.com. I don't know. There's nothing there, but you received a direct deposit of $13,000. Look there, from bountyhunter.cc. Let's see what email address this comes from. Again, all these crazy email addresses. So I don't know why anyone would believe any of this. But look, it's just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of all these fake spam emails. Confirmation receipt from Debt Relief. And they're calling me Nicholas. And it's to Nicholas TI and Nicholas G1 at AOL. So it's like, well, how did it end up in my email box? Because that's not me. And it comes from contact.support.zei.europa.eu. So, yeah, all this crazy stuff. But I did have last week, I had a text, and this was interesting, just a text. They showed up on my phone. It says, Alice said you have a warehouse for rent. Is it still there? I'm like, okay. Occasionally, I did have some texts last year. Someone thought I owned a house in Pennsylvania and they wanted to buy it. And I got that from multiple people. So obviously there was some fake information out there. Someone had my phone number on some house that wasn't mine. But this one was, this one is a catfishing attempt. You've heard of catfishing. It's where you get this random text from somebody and then they say, oh, I'm sorry, it's my mistake. Hey, by the way, my name's Linda. And, what's your name? And they try to build a friendship with you. They try and they keep asking about you and they act all very interested. You say, hey, we should, exchange pictures and, and they try to be your friend. And they will spend sometimes a week or 2 weeks randomly texting back and forth with you, trying to build this friendship before either they ask to exchange pictures and the pictures start getting risque and then they blackmail you when they get you to send a nudie, or they start saying, oh man, I'm on the spot. I got to have $100 because, and they try to get you to send them money. So that's the catfishing thing that's going on nowadays. Well, I had someone try that with me last week. I have these texts. I'm going to show you this. I'm going to go through this today. I'm going to do this instead of our lesson just to show you what these people do, these catfishing attempts. So here is the text I got from this 706 phone number. Alice will give warehouse rent. I said, Alice lied. See, I just throw weird, crazy, random texts back at people when they send me these texts. Oh, what lies she told. I said, she doesn't really like hot dogs. She lies about a lot of things. Oh, and then there's that warehouse for rent thing that you mentioned. Now, what I did is I Googled this phone number, 1-706-940-3288, and that pulls up to a hot dog stand in Columbus, Georgia, a hot dog cart. That's the phone number that hot dog cart had. Now, obviously, they don't use it anymore because this person has that phone number, and this is a Google Voice number. It's not even a real cell phone or anything. They got a Google Voice number, and they texted me this, and I texted that, and then what was next? And I said, I don't even own property in Georgia, since this said this was a Georgia number. And they said, what does it mean to not like hot dogs that much? So you are not Mr. Mark? I said, I have no idea who Mr. Mark is. Aren't you a hot dog restaurant? Oh, no, I'm not a hot dog shop. My name is Janet. Sorry, I think I may have made a mistake. I have to go check with Alice now and give you an explanation later. So that they're already prepared. Oops, I must have texted you by mistake. Let me go check with Alice. I said, sounds like checking with Alice is a good idea. By the way, your phone number matches Be Amazing Dogs in Columbus, Georgia. It's a hot dog cart. You can Google it. And then I sent her a little picture of where it pulled up. This is actually from Facebook. And there's the same phone number in Columbus, Georgia, a hot dog joint, beamazingdogs@gmail.com. So I just sent that so they can see. This is why I said you had hot dogs. And then they come back and say, LOL, unfortunately, I'm not from a hot dog shop. I'm engaged in the import and export trade of medical equipment. Because a batch of goods arrived recently, I have no place to store my medical equipment, so I need a warehouse. By the way, I currently live in San Jose. LOL, I don't know why this is. I rarely use voice. I only use it occasionally when working. My assistant gave me this. So now she's making excuses on why she texted me when Google Voice. So I said, well, Janet, good luck in your search. Have a nice day. So I'm looking to end the conversation. And that's one of the big hints. When you try to end the conversation, they want to continue. This is one of those catfishing scams. And now she comes back with her. This is part of her prepared script. A lot of it she just improvises, but this is part of the prepared script because this is where she explains why she texted you by mistake. I just checked my phone number with my friend, and she accidentally entered the wrong phone number while driving. So I made this mistake. I hope I didn't disturb you. And I didn't respond to that. So she come back with, you are a kind person. If I meet someone with a bad temper, they might call me a lunatic, LOL. By the way, you're going to see a lot of LOLs in this conversation. I said, no worries. It was a nice distraction for the day. Again, attempting just to end the conversation, see what happens here. Thank you for your understanding. It's my first time making such a mistake, so I feel a bit overwhelmed. I wish we could live in the same city so I could buy you a cup of coffee to express my apologies. See, now she's trying to be super nice. I made this mistake. I'd like to be your friend, and I'd love to buy you some coffee. I said, well, since I live halfway across the country in Arkansas, I'd say don't worry about it. I said a little smiley face, like, there we go. See if that ends the conversation. No. Oh, it turns out you're from Arkansas. I have heard of this city, but I've never been there. I have been planning to travel, but there's no good place to go. I don't know what Arkansas is like. Can you recommend it to me? Say, trying to really get in my good graces. If I could travel, I could buy you a coffee and maybe a nice meal. LOL. See, going back, trying to make that friendship. I said, Arkansas is a state, not a city. We're over in the South between Tennessee and Oklahoma. Lots of lakes and hunting, outdoor recreation. It's poor in the South and Northeast parts, but there's lots of money in the middle of the state in Northwest Arkansas where Walmart is headquartered. So I thought I'd throw it out there and see if they say anything about Walmart, like they're trying to build that connection. But I don't think they recognize the name Walmart, which makes me think this is probably someone that's not even in the country. I said, travel is good, especially if you only know California. LOL, I'm sorry because I have just arrived in the United States for more than 4 months, so I'm still very confused about everything in the United States. Thank you for telling me this. I like outdoor projects, especially fishing. I think this will be a very good idea. Great destination. I'm from Singapore and currently live in San Jose for work reasons. So again, tell me more about them, try to make a friendship. And then she sent me this picture of her holding a fish. Well, supposedly her. Like I said, it's probably some dude somewhere in another country. So this is one of the things I caught when I went fishing. And I just replied back with, interesting. Not trying to engage too much. So she's literally trying to get me on the hook here. So do you usually like fishing to relax yourself? So this is what she says, since I said Arkansas is a lot of fishing. I said, I haven't fished in about 40 years. I'm a video game and movie guy. I used to like to relax myself through some of the games, but I have been exposed to this thing for a long time. But I haven't been exposed to this thing for a long time. But I know that many boys in the United States like war games. This seems to be a way to miss the past. I have no idea what they mean by that. Miss the past? I don't think they know English that well either, but she said she's from Singapore, so Yep, I said a lot of the boys like them. And so then I thought I would turn it back and start asking them some questions, see what they can come up with. I said, so what medical goods do you have lying around in the streets looking for a warehouse? Because she had mentioned that I had a shipment arrive early and I don't have a warehouse, right? That was her excuse for texting me by mistake. And she was typing already, what kind of games do you like to play? And then she responded in my text. I don't quite understand why you said lying on the street looking for a warehouse. I'm not lying on the street. I'm in the office, LOL. And so I said, yes, but you said you had a shipment come in, but had no place to put it. So I figured it must be lying out in the street until you find a warehouse. I was wondering what you had that didn't have a home. LOL. See, another LOL. I understand. I misunderstood the meaning. I thought you said I was lying on the street looking for a warehouse. My equipment has not arrived yet. Now the story's changing. She had a shipment arrive early, but now it's not arrived at all. It is expected to arrive next week, so I have to find the warehouse quickly. So her own story is starting to fall a little bit when I start questioning. I've already found Mr. Mark and made an appointment with him to take me to see his warehouse at 3 p.m. tomorrow. I hope everything goes well. If it come to me personally, I have a home and I'm currently drinking coffee in my office. LOL. Again, she's trying to put personal details. I said, well, that's good. You had said it arrived recently, so I thought you were already in a spot. Enjoy your coffee. Again, looking to end the conversation. But, she is trying to bring me on the hook here. It's my vocabulary and grammar that I still need to work on, and the meaning is not clear enough, but that you for your concern. I hope I can solve this problem tomorrow. Otherwise, my goods will really be lying on the street by then, which will be very bad. LOL. You are very friendly, and I am very happy to meet you through this mistake. I don't know your name yet. My English name is Janet, and my Singaporean name is Chin Xiaoman. Nice to meet you. See, now she's trying to take that next step of the friendship. So I thought, well, let me make up some stuff. So I said, well, my English name is Leon, and my hillbilly name is Squirt. LOL. So she says, LOL, you have a great sense of humor. Nice to meet you. But I think Leon sounds better because I don't understand what squirt means. You must still be very young. So I think they're hoping to get, like, a lot of teenage boys get caught up in these scams. So we talked about that one up in Minnesota that sent pictures to those Nigerian guys thinking it was a girl, and then they framed them with it. So I said, old enough to be your daddy. All right. She says, you have a good sense of humor, but I imagine you're only a few years older than me. If it's convenient, we can share photos of each other. So I think I'll know your real age. So I said, not convenient, but I'm about to turn 60. So then I went and got a Grabify link. I went to Grabify.com and I put a link to this picture of Jay Leno, right? And at Grabify, when whoever clicks on the link, it'll grab their IP address, right? So I made it look like mymassive.pics image. That's what the link said, but it actually took her to this Wikipedia photo. And when they clicked on it, it traced them back to War Acres, Oklahoma. That's a suburb of Oklahoma City. That's where it said the computer was. But it looked like that was probably a fake IP address. They were using a VPN to hide their real location. But they're looking like they're in War Acres, Oklahoma. So she said, the tone of your speech does not sound like 60 years old at all. You are very humorous. 60 years old is not a very old age, and this stage is also called the second golden age of life and the second adolescence. I don't know if they're Googling this or what, some weird thing here. As long as we are young at heart, age has never been a problem. You need to know that there are some older people who are still living wonderful lives. Like I'm old and depressed or something. I said, oh, I know. Are you shy and don't want to share your photos? So I just said, yep. I'd love to see what you look like. I guess you must look very young. Maybe we can also have a video call. I'm full of curiosity about you. LOL. Now, I probably should have taken up the video call just to see what this person actually looked like. But I said, always leave them wanting more. Secret to success. Right? Because she's dying to see my picture. Leave them wanting more. Then they come back. I don't quite understand what this means. I said, something for you to meditate on and learn from your elders. So maybe you could explain more to me. I said, maybe, but not now. Again, trying to just end the conversation. LOL. I look forward to you sharing more secrets. So they're really trying to get to know me. I have only been in the United States for more than 4 months, so I am full of curiosity and unknown about everything here. I like to learn new things. I said, well, I don't want you to lose your job for spending 5 hours on the phone, because she had spent 5 hours texting me. Every time I'd end the conversation, a little bit later, she'd text me back again. It had been 5 hours since the beginning of the conversation until now. And then she says, LOL, I'm not going to lose my job because I have everything sorted and I'm the head of the company, so no one can fire me. Now, remember that statement. I said, oh, what's your company? Because now I'm going to look up a website and see if there's such a company exists. I am currently the head of the new U.S. office. Our company is mainly responsible for the production and sales of class 1, 2, and 3 medical devices. I said, I understand what you said you do, because she'd already told me she imports and exports medical stuff. I said, I wanted to know the name of your company. So she gave me this website. www.bioformis.com. So I looked it up, and it's a huge company, and it's in Singapore and another country, and in Boston. They have a U.S. office. This is the website address of my company. I'm happy to share it with you. I said, if the U.S. office is headquartered in Boston, what are you doing in California? Oh, I'm currently just opening an office in San Jose also to expand my business. Now, the website lists the board of directors and the CEO and all of that, and there's no one named Janet. There's no lady with that picture. And yet she had just said that she is the CEO of the company and no one can fire her. But that's not what this website shows. I said, I see, good one. Basically, I'm referring to it. Yeah, it's a good joke because, that's a lie. And she said, and you, what's your occupation? I said, I work for the FBI investigating online fraud and scams. But she says, oh, cool. You have a really great job. I believe you catch a lot of scabbers. So then I said, working on one now, someone pretending to be in War Acres, Oklahoma. And then she said, hope everything goes well for you. I said, thanks. And they never texted me again. That ended the conversation. No longer looking to get to know me better. So, these hackers are always, they caught on. They caught on when I said the War Acres. They knew what that was going on that. So, got to be careful, man. I'm sure she was hoping to get somebody on the hook and blackmail me, have me send pictures or something. Who knows? But I was having fun with it. As long as you're skeptical of these just random texts that show up. A lot of people don't reply to the text, which is fine too. I just like to try to expose them and put a little fear in them, make them think, oh my gosh, somebody's on to me. So put a little fear. Hopefully they were a little nervous for a while after that. But yeah, it's all craziness. So, all right, man. Well, I wanted to share that with you today. I thought that would be kind of different, something kind of fun. We got the intrusion detection system essentials this week. So just that assignment. Next week's the last week. And you'll be done with cybersecurity and ready for summer in this class. So, all right, dude. Have a great week. We'll see you next time.